Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Selamat sejahtera to everyone in the room today. My name is Nur Shuhana Shafiqa and I would like to present and introduce to you my project focusing on our group's second core, which is sustainable agriculture. The key plant is in Pekan Langgar Kedah and specifically chosen to be proposed in Kampung Padang Wat, and which is the community focuses on farming and most of them live in their inheritance houses. This project aims to revitalize agriculture towards sustainable production with the concept of Kirana Langga, which centering on giving a new light to the area with sustainable agriculture approach. Moving on to the master plan, this water channel is the solution to the first problem, which is unsystematic agriculture system, which I have proposed bioreactors by filtering the nitrate and phosphorus level in the water before releasing it to the water bodies as a way to enhance and upgrade the system itself. Next is the Paddy Gallery. This gallery is aiming on educating the locals and also visitors about paddy and also provide tutoring for the local community about the newest technology in agriculture for them to implement. The greenhouse is where the approach of my objective by using smart agriculture system, which is IoT, Internet of Things, to monitor the crops in a systematic way. To solve problem number 3 regarding pest attack, a case study in 2019 shows that the concept of ecological engineering, which is planting flowering plants on rice plants, have positive results on pest control management. Based on a case study by Farida Ahmad of sustainable agriculture in Malaysia, crop rotation should be done to conserve soil and water, which is why here is the sugarcane and corn crops are planted. Farida Ahmad also did mention that by planting papaya trees, mango and chiku can also yield similar to normal soil. This is the orchid of those fruit trees mentioned near the homestay. Lastly, sustainable agriculture should also focus on the community as well, enhancing the resilience of people and protecting their rural life. A community center with Gather Community Garden is proposed to gather people with the love of farming and gardening, and also the yields can be their source of income. Here is the cutting line of A to A prime section elevation showed. This approach of the section elevation is to give a clearer understanding on the planting strategies, such as the choice of flowering shrubs for pest control management and the choice of crops for crops rotation. And finally, this perspective drawing is showing a wide view of the proposed area. This is all from me for now. Thank you for listening to my approach of sustainable agriculture presentation today.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all my viewers. My name is Muhammad Akmal bin Hamzah. I would like to present my landscape design project, which is to revitalize of Kedah River at Alor Kedah. The reason I want to revitalize the Kedah River is to create a new sport tourism and nature ambience. As you all know, Anak Bukit will be as a royal town city. We move to enlargement plan. As you see, I have three objectives and three potential to support my reason that to create the riverfront. For the concept that I choose is river culture that can create a connection between ecological and cultural status for riverscape development. As you see on this plan, to create this design, I have implemented my second potential and first objective to make sure our target is achieved. I have named this riverfront as Symphony River Walk. Is it because I have designed water fountain on the middle, which is the water from the water fountain can follow the flow of the melody of music. With the design and idea, we can tackle our local community and tourists to visit this place. We move to next design. To reach the design, I have implemented my third potential and my third objective so that our visitor will remember this place forever. I have named this riverfront as Irama Walk Garden. It is because the design I have inspiration it from the movement of paddy. Next, we move to next design. To create successful amphitheater and the riverfront, I have implemented my first potential and my second objective so that our visitor will learn something culture and heritage things about Kedah when they visit this place. This amphitheater, I have named it as Sultan Salahuddin Riverfront as memorial for the Kesultanan Kedah. and the amphitheatre is known as Rentak Walk River. For the section, I would like to show the front view of Amphitheatre Al Sultan Salahuddin. As you see, our retaining wall will be proposed on the design to provide structural support from the risk of collapsing. Other than that, it will help flow of the water river. The reason I choose Royston tree at amphitheatre area to make sure our place looks like attractive that implement of my first objective. For the reason I choose Deinonychus regia, it is because Deinonychus regia is a versatile tree that can be used in a variety of landscape design that provide a bloom flower. For the perspective, to achieve the potential 3 and objective 2, I have created different type of garden design, which is first is natural pocket park, second is melody walk, and the third is the amphitheater. It is because to make the tourists or local community have experience and entertain on the site. Last but not least, in conclusion, with a few strategies and approaches to revitalize the riverfront Kedah, it will have potential to be more livable and attract local community or tourists to visit that can strike with their vision development of Kedah 2035, which is can increase our economy income when it has more attractive place to visit in Kedah. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all. My name is Raja Muhammad Rashidi bin Abdullah. I would like to present my landscape design project, which is Green Revolution Industry. This can contribute to the progress and transformation brought about by the Green Revolutions. The overall objective is to achieve higher agricultural productivity and prioritize sustainability industry to protect the ecosystem for the future generations. For the location, not many know about this developing town. I chose this site based on suitability analysis, which states that this area is suitable for establishing an industrial area, considering this area has a flat terrain and not many developing area. And this enlargement plan is the result of me according to the potential that each place has. So this is one of the three potential which is a tourism opportunity. I have created a small, medium, and sized enterprise (MSE) area and gathering area to attract tourism to provide a place where tourism can have fun. We move to the next potential, which is economic growth. Factory opening can contribute to the progress of local areas in terms of infrastructure development and can develop the surrounding area. And the last one is creating green area. Make the industrial sector a sustainable development by adopting green practices such as industries can minimize their environmental impact. The design strategy that I use is water conservation, where the river water is treated and used for factory uses, and after that, wastewater is used to irrigate the green area of the factory. Perspective view towards industrial area. Trees are arranged in abundance for help prevent noise from the factory and provide comfort to the residents who live there. This tree is inspired from a case study that is concerned with two aspects, namely environmental sustainability, which is concerned with the environment and maintaining its greenness, and another aspect is economic growth, because it provides an opportunity to increase productivity, which can improve the economy of the local area. For the session, I would like to show the front of MSC area and residential area. As you can see from the left of the tree and the back as residential area, act as a buffer to stop noise pollution from the factory. And from the right, you can see paddy field that practicing the traditional method of flooding and act as a carbon sink. Move to planting strategy, I used the multi-plant network which used several different trees such as Magnolia grandiflora, Lantana camara, and Leland cypress, as a tree can block many decibels of industrial noises. The denser plantation can give a noise reduction of 6 dB. That's it for me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Patricia binti Saleh from LN 616. In the 2021 census, it was determined that Kota Setar had a population of around 2.19 million residents. Based on the draft rancangan struktur negeri Kedah, by providing full housing and services based on current norms, as well as social demands, would help create a pleasant atmosphere. Taman Sri Indah Agusta Kedah was chosen as the target location because the main concern is improper residential development. The cause of the problem is limited accessibility to green spaces, a lack of outdoor recreational spaces, and insufficient integrated landscape planning. The solution to this issue is to build a comprehensive and integrated landscape strategy for effective residential development. To reach the aim, three objectives have been established. The first one is to help achieve the aim by ensuring equitable access to facilities and services. Second, to enhance residential and recreational spaces. And third one, to improve the quality of degraded public spaces. Several areas became focal points for responding to concerns and issues. The Taman Sri Indah Community Garden is the first thing to mention. This location has the potential to resolve the condition of degraded public spaces while also increasing social gatherings among people. Next is Evergreen Park, which promotes a social cohesion between people by providing opportunities for leisure activities and social events. Then, to provide equitable access, I propose a bicycle lane in every possible location, including the back lane, to allow residents to get around without using vehicles. It may also assist in reducing carbon emission from vehicles. This is the Taman Sri Indah Community Gardens perspective. The major goals of these community gardens is to offer locals a nutritious food supply at no cost. The communal gardens contains a variety of herbs, vegetables, and fruits. Each plant is high in nutrients and widely known in traditional medicine and is utilized in cuisine. The Evergreen Park's primary features include playground spaces, an outdoor gym, and a communal garden. The first is the outdoor gym space, where members of the community might connect while doing physical activities. Then, the playground section contains playground equipment intended for children aged 3 to 6 years old who are learning new skills such as running, climbing, and digging. The main focus of the playground is to use sustainable materials by using approximately 95% of recycled post-consumer plastic products, metals, and lumber. The main idea for the communal garden in Evergreen Parks is a means of obtaining fresh, economical, and nutritious food while having leisure time at the park.
Hello everyone, my name is Denzo Tigi Anna Joseph, part 6 of AP248, and I will be presenting my final project in regional landscape planning. First and foremost, our site is located in Kedah, Alor, and my study was done in Kota Star Town. Kota Star Town are very reliant on private vehicle because of its poor accessibility. It is highly potential for future infrastructure such as more advanced pedestrian walkways and public transportation services. Moving on to issues and problems, I have detected 3 main issues in my design boundaries. First is poor walkability, which affected the users along Jalan Tunku Ibrahim and Darul Aman Highway. Next is lack of green spaces. This leads to rise of temperature in Kota Star Town, especially during the day, given its surrounding is concrete buildings. Third issue is poor accessibility. It can be seen that inter-landmarks linkage are less and users often drive their vehicle to reach their destination. These issues must be combated in order to achieve the aim of this project. The aim of this project is to create an environment that prioritizes the needs of the community and provides accessibility while being sustainable. Objective number 1 is to improve accessibility with inclusive, sustainable, and barrier-free infrastructure. Sustainable infrastructure are the main focus of these objectives that correlate to the SDG. Objective number 2 is to enhance green spaces to lower the environment temperature and foster community environment and interactions. To have an active and productive community, a cool and comfortable spaces are very important. This technically earns us benefits of green spaces in our urban environments. Lastly, is to minimize reliance on private vehicles by providing well-connected public transportation system with safe pedestrian infrastructure, because this objective aims to create a healthy city with proper bicycle lane and heavy reliance on walking on foot and public transportation at the same time. In the enlargement plan, I've proposed few designs to achieve the aim and objectives, such as pollinator garden in Dataran Alostar, which is connected to the existing Dataran Sungai Raja. The Dataran Alostar consists of few flower garden and more green spaces that is vital for our community well-being. Then along the streets, there are bicycle lanes that leads to every landmark and nodes with proper bicycle station in front of the Pekan Rabu Pocket Park. These are the chosen section elevation and perspectives of the proposed design. As we all can see, I've proposed few plans to achieve objective number 2 and also sustainable materials for pedestrian walkway, resting area and the Darul Aman Highway Road. The perspectives shown in the slides are Pekan Rabu Pocket Park, which have a mixed-use shelter serves as the bicycle station and bus stops to ease the journey for locals and tourists when they visit Pekan Rabu in the future. In conclusion, accessibility over town are crucial to trigger a healthier city, which leads to the preservation of green spaces. Green spaces are not a mere patches of grass and trees in our urban landscape. They are essential for our physical, mental, and social well-being. Human needs a comfortable environment to stay active, which also related to the heavy usage of vehicles rather than exploring on their own 2 feet. Final word from me, together we can create greener, healthier and happier cities. Thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum to all respected viewers and panel from the Majlis Bandar Raja Alostar. So today I will be presenting the Airline N616 Regional Landscape Planning. So my name is Aiman Hazib bin Mat Azmi and my student ID is T2022745635. So moving on to the next slide, the first one is the main issue in Alostar that I have discovered during the site visit in Alostar. So the first main issue is the degradation of residence quality, which firstly is a lot of negative impact on the environment due to high of vehicle users, high usage of vehicle users, and secondly is the degradation of quality of space, which show the places a lack of social activity and gathering, and lastly is the poor green leakages in the area, which have caused the place directly exposed to the sunlight. So moving on to the aim from the studies that I have discovered, an idea in which to make an Alostar an area that offer a great, healthy lifestyle to green linkages and promote accessibility for all users. So these are the objectives that need to be fully achieved in order to achieve the aim successfully by creating a green linkages and corridors that also promote ecological connectivity and simultaneously preserving the green spaces and also promote carbon storage, which is great for the environment of Alostar. And secondly, is by design with the purpose of enhancing and improving the residential layout in the area that promotes inviting spaces that encourages the social interactions. These are the design ideas that will be used to implement in the design to achieve the aim and objective successfully. So moving on to the response today respond to eco-services. So what I have discovered is related to the site and the concept, and below are the example of approaches and ideas to each respond to eco-services. So the next one is the planting strategies. So these planting strategies shows the approach that will be used to achieve the aim and the objective. So, and these three approaches are the diversity, the nature, and the urban plants and the street plants. These three share the same purpose of achieving the objective of creating the green linkages and enhancing the places. So moving on to the next one is the concept. So the concept is the oasis compound, which refer to a residential and commercial with a complex design to provide a serene and tranquil environment by mimicking the concept of an oasis and a fertile and peaceful area. The next one is the master plan of the oasis compound that consists of 7 spaces as shown in the master plan. And the next one is the conceptual development, which represent the process of achieving the oasis compound. And the next one is the sections of the master plan, and this shows the view from the Surau Salihiyah, which is how the urban planting was planted. So moving on to the next one is the perspective of the first point of view on green visual opening, which located at the top of the master plan. And the next one is the second perspective, which shows that a buffer was created to solve noise pollutions, and all the bushes around helps to enhance the water quality for the biodiversity, which also at the same time act as habitat for the aqua life. And this perspective is located at the river walk. So for the conclusions, so from the aim and objective, in terms of respond to eco services, the regulating services and the cultural services is highlighted in achieving climate regulations and lowering the temperature by green linkages and urban streets. And for the supporting services are to create programming and socializing area to encourage a social interaction and create more friendly environment. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Noshahira Hashim, and I will be presenting Zone 3 of Kota Alostar, which is Future Industrial Area. This future industrial area is chosen due to its suitability analysis, which makes it located further away from townships and residential developments. It is due to provide comfort for the users as well as to protect the environment from pollution. The concept that I have chosen for my proposal is eco-industry. Eco-industry aims as a way to propose a sustainable industrial development by integrating environmental friendly practices through clean technologies which reduces environmental impacts using the concept of a managed industrial park as its main strategy. There are 3 ecological initiatives in this strategy, which is to protect the habitat through green belt, using clean energies as well as pollution control. As for my planting strategy, I have chosen to go with 2 different approaches, which is the first one is sound barrier plants. These plants are used as a way to protect the users from decibel pollution, and it is planted along the green belt area around the industrial developments. The second planting approach is through the usage of soil erosion prevention plants. These plants are planted along the river to prevent soil erosion from happening due to the industrial activities. There are 3 site potentials and design objectives that are related to each other. First one is the seclusive locations that are suitable for industrial developments could reduce environmental pollution through zone buffering. The second one is from the enhancement of touristy opportunities, it could benefit the economical impact towards the industry. The Third one is to balance the economic growth with environmental and social considerations through resilience and flexibility in sustainable infrastructure design. These are the diagrams that contributes to the design process of the master plan. For the enlargement plan, I have designed 5 core areas that contributes to the concept and the aim of this proposal. One of which is the water management system, the sustainable smart industrial hub, the tourism center, the green belt buffer, as well as the vertical axis wind turbine area. So next is the section elevation and perspective. It shows the detailed placement of the 5 core areas that I have mentioned in the enlargement plan. One of which is the perimeter green belt, which is a series of plant materials that are used to filter decibel pollution. The next one is the wind axis area, which is a source of renewable wind energy. The industrial infrastructure, which uses sustainable design, and the waste management system, which reduces environmental pollution by using algae. That is all for my presentation. Thank you for your time.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Azila and I will be presenting about my site, which is located in Jalan Anak Bukit. So first of all, let's take a look on my site introduction, which is the Jalan Anak Bukit is a place and area that are distinct from the other places as it is the heritage route that features the living home of the royals of Kedah itself, as well as featuring the housekeep elements that shows the culture and the characteristic of the royal town of Kedah. Thus, the aim of the is to enhance the visual quality and the unique identity of the site as the tourism spot. Now, the side issues of the place is there is the no connectivity for people to engage with the place and have the experience with the heritage trail. Also, the lack of information structure couldn't help people to recognize the place as heritage trail and to know more about the culture and the historical characteristic of the place itself. Next is the poor visual quality presented that has the lack of identity of the place, making people less interested and couldn't even recognize the heritage trail itself. Thus, it makes the objective of the site is to encourage the engagement of visitors to enhance the experience and allow visitors to connect more deeply with the trail by creating a center that will emphasize the royal history and the culture of Kedah itself. Also, to enhance the visual quality of the place and create a sense of welcoming to the place. Next, let's have a look to my master plan, in which at the down bottom here we could see it focusing the area by showing the issues and objective of number 2 and objective number 3, which is emphasize the royal history and the culture by redesigning the entrance with the royal element while also enhancing the place with the visual quality by planting the flowering and colorful vegetation. Thus would create the ambience of welcoming to the community and visitors. Also on the area over here, it's focusing on the issues of the number 1 and objective number 3, in which it solved the issue of the no connectivity by proposing eco-friendly mobility and a bus to ensure the integration would happen to make people could experience the heritage trail more easily by having a drop-off and also have the cycle lane for people to engage in any activities that lead to the healthy life also. So next, the design strategy that I use in this project is to redesigning an open space area as engagement spot to attract people while also highlighting the culture and the historical of the trail by exposing the knowledge about historical and the culture itself. Also, by creating the honeycomb design with the yellow as its identity, it will symbolize the place as the heritage by using the yellow hue as the color identity of the place itself. Also, by I'm also redesigning the bus station with the royalness tradition style to enhance the heritage value of the place, while also featuring a crescent-shaped pond that could represent the half moon in the royal symbol. Now, as we can see in my section, I propose Alamanda Katatika for the hue of the yellowness, and Tabebuaya rosea, the official flower of the state of Kedah itself, due to its bright color hue that could bring the sense of welcoming to the place and will make people feel belonging to the place. Next, for my planting strategies, it corresponding to the ecosystem service with the through the cultural system by pleasing the people with the good environment and was supporting with the vegetation in helping to reduce the climate and the air level of the area, making people to live in a healthy lifestyle and have a life health well good well-being. So this also have incorporated to the SDG that we're developing, which is it correspond to the SDG 3, SDG 4, and to the SDG.
A very good day to everyone. My name is Anis Christina. For my regional landscape planning final project, I will be presenting my landscape design in the focus area at Kofrai, Kota Seta Town. I will begin my presentation with the site introduction of my site selection. It's located along the Kedah River in Alustar town and an old town in Malaysia where there are heritage buildings. I will be explaining more why I decided to choose this site area is because the main focus area is the river, Sungai Kedah, and the heritage site Masjid Zahir and Rumah Merdeka. Next, I will be explaining the site issue at the site selection. There have been several environmental and developmental issues associated with Sungai Kedah and hold great potential for landscape design that enhances the river natural beauty. Site issue that have been identified is the lack of riparian vegetation along the Sungai Kedah area. Insufficient riparian vegetation along urban river result in the loss of important ecological functions such as stabilizing riverbank. Second, the site issue is not sustainable mobility, access, and connections such as lack of consistent physical and visual access, connectivity between activity nodes with adjoining community. Let's have a look at the analysis map. There is 5 activity nodes that have been identified. The third side issue is the waterfront improvement. Enhance user interaction with the Sungai Kedah and improve aquatic habitat and wetland habitat. Besides that, the river can become a cherished natural asset that promotes ecological sustainability, provide recreational opportunities, and serve as a gathering place that celebrate the cultural heritage and community spirit of Alustar. Moving forward, I will share that the aim of my landscape design for site selection, it is to restore and enhance the ecological, social, and cultural value of Sungai Kedah within Kota Star Town. Next, the objective and design strategy that will be employed in my landscape design. First objective, to revitalize and enhance natural habitat and ecological functions. To achieve the design objective, the design strategy that will be used is establish vegetation linkage to encourage connection between various habitat, wetland, and the river where feasible. Second objective, to provide for safe active travel along and to the riverfront in a way that links community is enjoyable and meet user need. To address the objective, the design strategy that will be used is to cultivate a more attractive infrastructure environment for cyclists, pedestrians, with slower and less vehicle traffic on the parkway and street. The last one, to provide opportunities to learn, interact, and participate in the river-rich environmental cultural setting. To execute the objective, the design strategy is to encourage the creative and adaptive use of heritage sites. During the design planning process, I refer to the Ottawa River South Shore Riverfront Park Plan in Canada. For the concept development, in zoning planning, there are 4 zones for the conceptual planning. There are biodiversity zone for habitat creation and biodiversity enhancement and social and recreational benefits. Next, the riparian zone for native riparian planting and environmental restoration. And heritage zone for cultural and aesthetic value enhancement. And lastly, commercial zone for interpretive signage and educational future. Next, let's get into the enlargement plan. The first element is waterfront deck located behind Masjid Zahir. Second element is fishing area. Third is ecological restoration, garden with broad walk. Fourth, community green space. Fifth, pocket park. Sixth, bicycle lane. For more detail how ecological restoration garden can help restoring and enhancing ecosystem to provide biodiversity and habitat creation. The garden will improve the soil health. Besides that, the use of stacked rock head wall for erosion control and reduce sediments. Next, landscape design for community engagement and well-being area. This area focuses on physical well-being with proposing a recreational area, sustainable nature with riparian buffer zone, and lastly, sense of community with riverfront design and river view station for visitors and tourists to have better experience. At riparian buffer zone, I pick native plants such as Pokok Seraya, Pokok Pulai, Malaba Melastome, and Purple Frost Eratium to improve for better aquatic system and stream bank stabilization.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nurfatihah binti Ismail, and I would like to present my landscape design project that I focus on sustainable agriculture in Pekan Langgar. Pekan Langgar is a vibrant town in Alor. It is a commercial and residential hub with a blend of traditional and modern elements, including anywhere the area of Alor Kedah. Langgar town is also the highlight at high agriculture cultivation due to town's long existing. First, let's take a look at my master plan. My project aim is revitalizing agriculture towards sustainable production. For the main issue I focus on is degradation of agriculture production. The first problem is unsystematic agriculture drainage system, and to fix it, I would like to enhance and upgrade the drainage system for agriculture by using bioreactor. Second problem is poor irrigation in agriculture, and the objective that I decide is to develop a smart agriculture system for the community. And the last problem is the pest attack. The pest attack can give a bad impression on agriculture, crops, and harm farmers. To reduce it happen, I have to improve crop planning in agriculture and reduce the use of pesticides. After the all issue I have found on the site, I propose a new concept I name as regenerative greenery. And on the master plan that's showing the new proposed local market, small industrial, farm, Instagrammable walkway, buffer, and improvement crop paddy field. Go to the next part, section elevation. For my section, focus on drainage to show how bioreactor and terrace drainage working to help irrigation paddy field. What's benefits of bioreactor? Bioreactor can improve nutrient utilization, also can increase rice yield, reduce environmental impact, water conservation, integrated aquaculture opportunities, reduce greenhouse gas emission, and also the last one is enhance soil health. For the bioreactor, already has been studied by Hitoshi Ogawa from Tamagawa University. What is the function of terraced drainage system? Terraced drainage system can access water is drained through outlet channels, promoting water conservation and erosion control. This control irrigation method optimize rice cultivation condition, conserves water resource, and prevents soil erosion. For the last part is perspective. This showing overall the view from my purpose project in 3D models. That's all from me, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all respectful panels, lecturers and all my fellow friends. My name is Fatin Hazwani and I would like to present to you my master plan that called Revitalize Nami. My site is located at Anak Bukit, Alustar, Kedah. Anak Bukit is a significant area in Alustar as it is the capital city in Kedah and holds great importance due to its historical and royal significance. You will find a mix of commercial establishments, transportation hub which is KTM Anak Bukit, residential areas, Anak Bukit Royal Residence, and government buildings along the area. It serves as a hub for economic and social activities, attracting the locals and tourists alike. It is also integrated with the main river in Kedah, which serves as an important transportation route for goods and people. Although its significance has decreased with the development of road and rail networks, the river still supports small-scale transportation, particularly for local communities residing along its banks. As it is located at central and strategic location due to its integration with prominent places, it has created opportunities and potentials for tourism spot and promoting sustainable ecotourism while generating income to the community. Hence, the objective of my proposed idea is to revitalize the Kedah River, which will help to enhance biodiversity for a better water quality and habitat restoration, promoting a sustainable ecotourism towards a successful landscape design, and encourage development of community-based enterprise to help generate the income for the community. Thus, the design concept is called Revitalize Nami as it is interconnected with the river, social and economy. As a way of answering objective number 1, which is to achieve river revitalization, the strategy is to develop a stream bank stabilization along Sungai Kedah with the combination of live plant materials and structural element that promotes long-term vegetation growth by using the vegetative buffer strips with planting selection of Salix babylonica, Nympha fruticans, and aquatic plants such as Nelumbo nucifera and Iris sanguinea that helps to reduce soil erosion and filtering the water sediment, which helps to produce a better water quality and aquatic ecosystem. From this, it responds to the regulating services for ecosystem service analysis where it provides protection to the water bodies community. The second strategy is to establish sustainable agriculture that help to reduce negative impacts on the environment and fully utilize green space that creates habitat that improve the ecology while also ensuring profitability to the community. This strategy is supported by the Sustainable Development Goals 11, which is to develop design strategies that simultaneously minimize the environmental impact of visitors while ensuring the provision of necessary amenities and services. Next, the floating market is the design strategy under sustainable ecotourism that answer objective number 3, which is encourage development for communities' income and create a vibrant and functional space that celebrates the unique quality of a water-based market that also reflects the infamous history of Kedah Siam. To ensure the revitalization of Sungai Kedah, an initiative of an artificial retention pond has been implemented to manage the excess water overflow in the river and reduce the runoff downstream velocity while serving a successful landscape design. It also serves as a recreational area that offers activities such as kayaking that can attract tourism visitors, stimulating the local economy. And last but not least, the abandoned old railway of KTM Anak Bukit will be enhanced as a green corridor to increase the linking possibilities of functional nodes and is regarded as a heritage. The transformation of the old railway into a green corridor not only revitalizes the abandoned infrastructure but also provides numerous environmental, social, and economic benefits. It promotes connectivity, biodiversity, and healthy lifestyle while contributing to the overall well-being of the community and the preservation of the natural environment. In conclusion, this proposed design has the potential to become a benchmark for sustainable river management, habitat restoration, and community engagement. It can establish a virtuous cycle where enhanced environmental conditions facilitate the growth of ecotourism, leading to economic benefit for the community. That's all from me. Thank you for your time and attention.
Assalamualaikum, I am Muhammad Hafiz Safifuddin bin Yusuf and I'm here to present regional landscape planning. Moving on to my side, which is City Town Centre at Alustar Kedah. Alustar seeks to connect its landmarks, markets, and cultural sites while reducing traffic congestion and promoting active mobility. The walkability approach fosters inclusivity, accessibility, and improve well-being for residents and visitors. Alustar's journeys toward becoming a walkable city showcases its commitment to creating a pedestrian-friendly city that prioritizes the safety, accessibility, and comfort of pedestrians. There's three issues that I have found on at Alustar Kedah, which is insufficient walkway infrastructure. Number two is unsuitable pedestrian walkway, and number three, improper pedestrian crossing. The aim of this design is to create a pedestrian friendly that prioritizes safety, accessibility, and comfort of pedestrians. The objective is to counter the issues, which is number one is to enhance the existing pedestrian infrastructure. Number two is to create a comprehensive network of safe and well-connected walking roads. The last one is to enhance the longevity of the walkway and reduces the need of frequent repairs. Next one is this is the concept of the design, which is acronym for safe or friendly environment. This design process incorporates numerous considerations. Sidewalks and pathway are meticulously planned to provide ample space for pedestrians, ensuring accessibility for all individuals, including those with disabilities. This is the master plan that I have proposed. This is a healthy community, livable street, greenway, urban street, and also there's a pollinator path, which is can the ecosystem services. Moving on to the design strategies. The first one is sidewalk. Foster pedestrian-friendly streets system where pedestrians can experience safety, comfort, accessibility, and efficient mobility. The second one is curb extension, which is extend the sidewalk that provide an opportunity for social interaction and offer a safe road refuge for pedestrian crossing street. Number three is I'm using the native plants and the street plants along the side road to create a visual and noise buffer between pedestrians and vehicles. Moving on next page, which is ecosystem services. Uh, by using the trees alongside the road, which is can heat island reduction, the canopy interception and evapotranspiration reduces runoff and helps to lower ambient air temperature. This can provide the user a shade and also the cooling system so that the users feels comfortable to walk underneath it. There's also I'm using the light colored pavement of hardscape reflective pavement, and beside of it, I'm the planting strategies which is I use bioswale design, uh, the water sensitive design, stormwater from sidewalk flows into the planter. So the planting strategies, which is as I said, that I'm using the bioswale design, and I'm using the native plants around the bioswale, which is can attract the birds, butterflies, and other pollinators, such as chrysanthemum, Widia simplex, cyperus, and crinum asiaticum. This design also can bring aesthetic value and a good vision for the users to walk along the pedestrian walkway. Moving on to the section elevation. This section elevation is in front of Menara Al-Usta and also beside Aman Central Mall. I'm using native street trees, which is streetscape and orientation of interior common areas, create vibrant public realm. I'm using the which is Delavan Surya and Peltophorum pterocarpum because the color of flowers represent the Kedah with red and yellow. And there also I propose a pedestrian crossing, which is can calm the traffic and create an urban people-friendly environment. Next, I'm using the solar light street lamp. This is the long-term savings in electricity costs make solar lights cost effective over their lifespan. And there is also the bicycle friendly, which is streetscape promotes sustainable mobility. That's all for my proposal. Thank you for hearing my presentation. Have a good day.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Kamanil Atira. So today I want to present my landscape design at Kampung Baru, which is located at Kuala Kedah. Which is nearby along Kedah River. This plan is located and potential in the growth of a social economy. For my concept that I want to propose in my design is a lovable agro community, which is the concept show the meaning of the area connected by community for as a social and environment to help while growth the economy. Which is the next one. This is my aim. I want to revitalizing the area, which is the local community, by promoting economy. So this is my enlargement. So based on design enlargement, my objective I want to propose in my enlargement map, which is the first one is to upgrade the quality of life at residential by improving the accessibility, which is I have proposed the zebra crossing area by area for community can connected to the site site. Okay. And also land for the only pedestrian walkway for the safety. Okay, the next one, my objective to enhance the green infrastructure to boost the social economy. So I have provide multifunction places that community can enjoy or access area by area, and this is can help to develop a livable community, and by creating multifunction places on my design, which is I have proposed a community garden, aquaponic garden, vertical hydroponic garden, and also coconut garden, that which is people can access the garden and enjoy the environment and the nature. Okay, the next one, this is my planting strategy that I chose, which is in aquaponic planting strategies. This because to provide sufficient water controller, we can see on this diagram, to cater overall agriculture and development and ensure the system work with different type of crop. And this aquaponic system that I show to propose aquatic plant in the fish tank or pond for nature and phytoremediation, which is this is the one or two. This is my example. Okay. The next one, this is plant selection that I chose. That generally in our community like lime, kailan, pandan, coconut, Brazilian spinach, and another planting. Okay, the last one, this is my view perspective on my design that I propose. We can see this I propose to suitable with SDGs goal. I chose the SDG number 2, to water harvesting to supply clean water for hydroponic garden and promote sustainability and agriculture food action. And SDG that I chose is number 15. The I proposed plan is for attract the insect and wildlife, encourage ecosystem service. And the next one that are suitable with my objective, which is promote sustainable economic growth. And okay, for the next one, based on my conclusion, this concept community plan and strategy need to ensure the successful on the project based on the objective. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my final individual project, Regional Landscape Planning. So my name is Ariba Bachasha binti Adanan. My ID number is 2021346169. For introduction, my site located at the edge of Kampung Baru, Kuala Kedah, and is surrounded by residential and paddy field. So the main activities there it is fishing activities and paddy field agriculture activities. So my concept is a green peri-urban, which is known as a transition between rural and urban settings. It promotes agriculture, rural living spaces, recreation, and preserve natural resources. So my concept is respond to 5 of the SDG, which is 12, 13, 11, 15, and 3. So use the resources wisely to provide fresh local foods. Next, it reduces impact of extreme weather events such as floods and heat wave. It preserves special characterized linked with a leisure activity to create a living healthy life, and it's preserving the forest for habitat and for biotic, and provide people with more sustainable base for activity. Next is my issue. The first issue that I would like to tackle is it lack of facilities to promote the product and encourage the economy at Kampung Baru. Next issue is the lack of connectivity for corridor and less of quality green spaces at surrounding residential area. So my aim is to revitalize local communities' economy by providing business center, market, and that surrounding by quality green spaces. The first objective is to propose business center and market plaza and supporting infrastructure to support local communities' income. Second is to develop livable community by creating multifunctional places and quality green spaces such as pocket park and then children play area and beautify the river corridor. Last is to preserve existing forests and increase natural greenery at such surrounding. Based on my master plan, it shows the core. I'm sorry. It shows the center of the site is the core activity, which it have the ethnobotanical garden, public space, market, parking, playground, and shops that respond to the first objective, which is proposed business center, market plaza, and supporting infrastructure. And is also surrounded by the pocket park children play area, and known as a green trail that respond to the multifunctional and add value to the quality green spaces. And it have existing forest and known as reserve forest to increase the natural greenery to site surrounding. So my section division would shows the public space and children play area, which is integrated play structure as additional experience for kids and nearby neighborhood. The Kampung Baru market would offer experience for travelers and local people to shop from farm products that planted and harvested by Kampung Baru resident. So it also gathering places for Kampung Baru resident of all ages and support agriculture, farming activities within the neighborhood. So the Malay Ethnobotanic Garden display all plant species in Malay particular to educate and emphasize the uniqueness of the local people. Next is my perspective with a view toward the public space, which is you can see the local grocers and small business that would support the local economies at the center of the Kampung Baru, and it have a view towards multifunctional area, which is children play area and green spaces to create a livable community. And last, I have a view toward public space, known as Malay Botanical Garden, that would introduce our Malay culture. So my ecosystem services respond to cultures service, which is it have urban green spaces that increase physical activity and social engagement, increase social cohesion and physiological health that benefit through the green trail. It enhance the health and well-being which offer relate to positive community, and it promote economic sector and boost while fulfill people needs in social activity. So why I propose the green urban spaces because according to a study in 2019, when we spending more time in nature, it will provide a better problem solving skills and also the learning abilities such as a better imagination and creativity. That's all from me. Thank you.
The sea is very important to us as it plays a vital role in our environment and ecosystem. The sea acts as our life support system since it provides us food, jobs, and livelihoods. It also plays an important role in fighting the climate crisis alongside becoming a home to vast biodiversity. But what happens when the sea is facing an issue? It visually affects its surrounding, and that includes us. This is what happened in the coastal zone at the west part of Kuala Kedah. The soil erosion occurred in the coastal zone is due to strong tidal waves and the lack of coastal protection to maintain its soil stability, hence causing the denudation or wearing away of the upper layer of soil. Moreover, the unsuitable trees on coastal areas couldn't withstand the wind pressure and aren't strong enough to hold sandy soil structure, thus causing the submerging of the area due to the rise of the sea level. Furthermore, it affects the environmental and ecosystem health at the riparian area. The water quality and soil health has become poor, leading to the loss of habitats. Which is why the target is to implement an effective design at the coastal and riparian area to prevent soil erosion and to promote ecotourism, together to revitalize the river ecosystem by providing riparian buffer for environmental benefits. Going back to the main element of the site, the sea. The main idea is to protect the sea, and the rest of the surrounding will be covered as well. This leads to the birth of the concept resilience. Inspired by the word resilience, meaning the capability to withstand or recover from difficulties, and this is what the objectives are aiming at. The concept name is to emphasize the important element of the site and as to why it is need to protect the main element before others, because if the front barrier is collapsed, others will follow too. The master plan is divided into a few spaces and programming. It emphasizes on the 6 elements in the Sustainable Development Goals. The design aims for a comfort, safety, and protection. As for comfort, accessibility such as parkings, walkways, and bridge are provided for the user's comfort of traveling, while for safety, the use of natural elements such as trees for natural barriers and corridor, and then for the hardscape element like street lights for a better lighting during nighttime. A double protection for the coastal zone are implemented to reduce the risk of high tide impacts to the build of offshore breakwater as the first barrier and seawall as the second barrier. All materials selected for the hardscape elements are based on the guidelines and specifications issued by the authority, also by their durability and sustainability for a long-term use. The planting strategy for this concept revolves around on how to cater the issue of the site. As for example, Casuarina equisetifolia is the perfect tree for the coastal zone as it can hold the soil structure greatly, alongside becoming a windbreaker corridor. Existing trees at the river are preserved to become a barrier between the seaside and residential site. As for the river, phytoremediation plants like Azolla is good to purify the water content and also becoming a food resource for the aquatic life. Since the site doesn't have any existing street planting, Drupicasia will be a great tree species for street planting as it can provide natural shade and enhance the visual quality of the road through its blooming yellow flower. Planting alongside the road will help users to remember the route and increase their wayfinding ability due to its vibrant flower color and the tree characteristics. The canal is the water resource for the pedicure, hence it's really important to ensure its water quality, which is why water letters will be a great help to purify it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shazlin Nisa Ismanaja. So today I would like to present my enlargement plan named Blue Spine at Kuala Kedah Center of Prosper. So here's a little bit about Kuala Kedah. Kuala Kedah is a home to a little fishing village located at the state of Kedah. It is a significant historical and cultural site and is located at the mouth of Kedah River. So now let's move on to the problem statement and issues that are found on this site, which is first one, lack of connectedness along the fisherman's jetty, in which jetty are only focused for fisheries related activity. The second one is unutilized open space near to the jetty area, which the absence of programming and such as amenities make it less appealing and leads to its abandonment. Number 3, lack of mangrove reservation and conservation, which is no direct exposure to mangrove and limited opportunities for individuals to learn more about mangroves. Next is site potential that responds to ecosystem services. The first one is floating market. Implementing the floating market style to attract locals and visitors may help gain mutual benefits to both, such as economic growth and cultural values. Next one is multifunctional spaces, and adaptable, inclusive, conducive, and sustainable to varieties of activities. This is to promote an optimal utilization of the space and give user satisfaction. The third one is mangrove decking, eyes on mangrove. This is to allow visitors to get up close to the flora and fauna without causing damage to these habitats, while understanding and appreciate the beauty and complexity of its ecosystem. Last but not least, boat-owned riding boat. This is to provide opportunity for leisure, a peaceful contemplation of nature, and connection with the serene and calming atmosphere of the mangroves environment. So this is the case study that have been discovered about floating market. This floating market called Talinchan Floating Market at Bangkok, Thailand. These floating markets help balance the needs of visitors as tourist attraction and locals' way of life, which a balanced economic and good socio-environmental impact were gained at this Talinchan Floating Market. So the aim of this project is reinvent Kuala Kedah River through improvement of local activities, recreational opportunities that also emphasize conservation and environmental stewardship toward the nature. So there is two objectives for this project. The first one is to revitalize a well-designed nature areas for fisheries activities while offering a balanced economic and socio-environmental impacts to both locals and visitors at the river. Second one is to encourage visitors becoming environmental stewards, respecting the river and mangrove ecosystem by adopting practices that minimize impact of fish population and its habitats. So this project called Blue Spine, which making a sustainable place that balances recreation and conservation. It presents a platform for people to engage in outdoor activities, get close to nature, and appreciate the ecological beauty of the local while proactively fostering its long-term conservation. So this is the bubble diagram for enlargement plan, which the first focus area is at the center of the Kuala Kedah River, and the second focus area is at mangrove conservation and preservation area. So basically this project are focused on utilizing the advantage of Fisherman's Jetty as a strategic location to become a multi-purpose business center where it is not solely focused on fishery businesses but also for other type of businesses. One of the way to gain this idea is by improving facilities and infrastructure to uplift socio-economy alongside for tourists and locals to explore the culture in heritage that will strengthen the tourism quality. Also, this project encompasses a variety of businesses and organizations where they share the objective of systematically putting people first, producing a positive impact on local communities and pursuing a local cause. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning and hello to my respectable lecturers, panels, and my fellow friends. Today, let's explore the new phase of Gunung Keryang. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Ashraf Aizat bin Kapli from LAN 616. The site position is on the east side of Gunung Keryang in the middle of rice granary in Kedah, with the elements of an ancient limestone hill northwest of Peninsula Malaysia. Gunung Keryang attracts and is responsible for the surrounding commercial and residential developments. The theme of visible and available tourist attractions is the foundation of this project. The main issue of this project is the disruption of attraction begin for two reasons. First, the lack of wayfindings towards Gunung Keryang cause 2/3 of the entrance to Gunung Keryang is lack of the entrance statement. Secondly, the collision of activities creates a chaotic environment like major traffic due to the clashing of human and vehicular activities. This project aims to improve the productivity of spaces that integrate with users and nature. I have established the following objective to help me achieve my aim. The first objective is to develop an area that leads to harmonization between spaces. Secondly, to improve the quality of life for tourists and locals. Lastly, to enhance the wayfinding experience of users. In my research, I have found a remarkable case study that inspired my approach. It is Lion Mountain Park Zhuozhou in China, designed by TLS. The lake's significant enlargement and development as a beautiful and biologically rich companion to the mountain is critical to the transition. Lion Mountain Park project has effectively turned the natural environment into a harmonious and engaging location that enhances the quality of life for visitors and locals. My concept is Summit Serenity. Summit Serenity aims to create a sustainable, culturally rich, and visually captivating destination that celebrates the natural beauty of Gunung Keryang while offering a range of recreational activities and educational opportunities for tourists and locals. The core elements consist of productivity, rest, and leisure. The diagram for this program was inspired by the Gunung Keryang contour lines, with an interpretation of mountain characteristics such as hill, ridge, and summit. Each map focuses on the core, impact, and action of users in the area. The climax of this project is none other than my enlargement plan. There are few elements to support my new vision as a main entrance, shop lots, graveyard, Gunung Keryang campsite, Gunung Keryang market, Brief Park, and Pocket Park. Now I will show the major items for this project. First is the Brief Park, next is the Gunung Keryang market, and the third one is the Gunung Keryang campsite area. Brief Park. This park acts as a breathing space for the users. After numerous activities conducted surrounding the area, users can rejuvenate their mental health and energy such as jogging, cycling, picnicking, strolling, etc. Second is the Gunung Keryang market. Locals can sell their products in this area without worrying about the environment surrounding their stall, increasing productivity output via the market simultaneously increase the local economy and tourist attraction. My designs consider the significance of ecosystem services. I have identified the three types of services: regulating, cultural, and supportive. Based on the observation and this study, Kere is the #1 resident on the site. The separation of the park space from the Gunung Keryang borderline is to avoid wildlife infiltrating and disturbing the user's experience on site. The edible fruit tree line acts as a barrier to prevent wildlife from entering the site in a sustainable method. Design strategies align with several sustainable design goals, including goals number 3, 11, 12, 13, and 15. Gunung Keryang market's functions is to improve the local tourist experience in the Gunung Keryang area. Previous market area conditions and placing are all sheltered and alongside the road, causing a major traffic and pollution in the area. The universal design applied to this project caters to every potential user's problems and provides the optimal experience for each user. In this project for Gunung Kerang, I have incorporated planting strategies that focus on utilizing native plants. Native plants are well suited to the local climate and soil condition, requiring less maintenance. Additionally, I have incorporated sensory gardens into the design, which are designed to engage the senses and provide therapeutic benefits. My planting selection consists of three types that plays important role in designing functional and visually appealing outdoor spaces. They contribute to the overall user experience by providing specific benefits such as privacy, fresh produce, aesthetic appeal, and ecological support. Gunung Kerang campsite is the main contributor to it, promoting physical tourism. The enhancement of existing forest to a camping site with minimal impact towards nature. For the hardscape elements, the signage will be using Akoya wood. Akoya is a modified wood product that undergoes a process called acetylation, which enhances its durability, stability, and resistance to decay. The pavement material will be used tumble classic tavertine with a texture, surface, slip resistance, natural cooling properties, and low maintenance requirements. By incorporating these elements, the aim is to create a harmonious and sustainable environment at Gunung Kerang, where visitors can connect with nature and experience the beauty of the site while minimizing our impact on the surrounding. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome any question or feedback you may have. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Nornisa Shobenti Zainal. In this video, I will explain about the regional landscape in Kuala Kedah that I have chosen for my site. Now we will go to the first subtopic, which is site background. Okay, now I will explain about the site background. Okay, the site that I have chosen is at Gunung Kerang. So in our master plan in Kuala Kedah, Gunung Kerang is located at Core 1, which is at conducting ecotourism. So the Gunung Kerang is a limestone hill that have a unique form and imposing presence that can be seen from afar because it's surrounded by the paddy fields. So now we explain about the site potential at my site, which is have two with tourism spot and the paddy field. For tourism spot, it has to be potential because of the abandoned space and leftover homestay at the near to Gunung Kerang, and potential to be a new tourism center. And for the paddy field is not only for the harvesting and for income for local. Okay, for the constitution name that have been chosen is Rural Green Gateways. The meaning of Rural Green Gateways is to make an improvement and promotion of rural area as a point of access, and it entails providing individual with opportunity to visit the experience the rural area, nature environment, biodiversity, and cultural history. So, what focus on my side is for the tourism, preservation, and economy. So the aim is to revitalize the abandoned space at Gunung Kerang and paddy field as a agricultural support to the Gunung Kerang. Now we go to the objective. So for the objective, they have three, which is first is to convert the abandoned space into a visitor center, such as a display center or museum and retreat area. So for the second one is to enhance the paddy field. It's not for the crops only, but it can enhance the activity such as a picnic and so on. So lastly, for the third one is to develop the knowledge about paddy and Gunung Kerang to the visitor and local by signage or museum to give education to them. my section elevation of my supporting drawing. Okay, the paddy field, I enhance the activity, which is cycling and have a picnic while can feel the greenery at near to Gunung Keryang. Okay, now I will explain about my perspective. So the perspective view is from the Villa Gunung Keryang. So the Villa Gunung Keryang have a Instagrammable place because when people take a picture or the visitor take a picture, they can see the background of the Gunung Keryang and also surrounded by the aesthetic landscape. Okay, for the conclusion, tourism plays important role in improving and promoting the agricultural and Gunung Keryang Okay, so for the conclusion, tourism plays important role, which is on improving and promoting the Gunung Keryang and agricultural, which is paddy field, and also it can gain more income to the local because we can enhance the activity at Gunung Keryang and paddy field. Okay, so for the conclusion, tourism plays important role in improving and promoting the Gunung Keryang and paddy field, which is agricultural at there, and also tourism giving impacts to the local who can gain more income for their future. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Intan Nur Atika and I would like to present my landscape design project with the concept the revive of green community. My project from Kampung Baharu, Kuala Kedah, and this is my master plan. And this is master plan. The objective of master plan is to integrate local resident with agriculture and farming activity through proper landscape design at open space. Second, to adopt landscape design facilities and support local economies. And third, to livable the community by creating multifunctional places and welcoming place. The design is revitalizing local communities at Kampung Baharu by promoting the agriculture activity and farming activity to generate local income and livable community economy sector. Okay, from my master plan, what I get, the issue is first, I get a lack of sustainable agriculture productivity due to the absence of ecosystem in agriculture. And second, lack of connectivity between residents and open space. From the section, from master plan and I see a section, and from my concept is the revive of green community, and after the section is this one is I take from residential area from Pocket Park, Kampung Baharu Pocket Park, Kampung Baharu River, and Kampung Baharu Reserve Forest Reservation. First, forest reserve is an area that remains undeveloped, and the river area that has aquatic life and irrigation source in Kampung Baharu. From the perspective, from the perspective, and this will be show the wide view of my project, with including some activities to promote, such as um, residential area, and of course a pocket park. From the pocket park, we can see that there are mixed uh, plantings, uh, the fruits, and of course flower shrub, and benches, and of course a pavement. And also I get planting strategies at Kampung Baharu. The Kampung Baharu, I use open street no street street plants in along a river, and of course along a pedestrian. So in a master plan, we can see the plants around the river, and as a buffer, so we can get a safety from that pocket park. So people can more comfortable and safety for to playing around pocket park. Alright, the last one is a design guideline, and I use a residential productive trees to be in front of house, such as mangrove, and the other one, and the other one is a river. I use from increase public access toward the river waterfront by the creation of pedestrian bridge across the river. And so that's all from me. So thank you.
Assalamualaikum to all my beloved lecturers. So today I am Sarah Sabrina, and I'm going to present on my final project for this semester. So first of all is the introduction of the site. So the key plan of the site, it is located at Kuala Kedah, Kedah, Malaysia, which can be seen in my slide. So the next one is the location of the site. I have located the boundary line with using the red line in the slide. Next one is the focus of the site, which are the mangrove forests. The importance of the mangrove is first, unique and vital coastal system. Next is nurseries for marine life supporting biodiversity and fisheries. And lastly, key for carbon sequestration and combating climate change. So the next is potential of the site. So there are two potential of the site that can be included for my project, which are existing mangroves that can be turned into tourism spot, and existing jetty that are used for fisheries activity that can be turned into interesting activity. The next one is the conceptual development. So the aim and objective. The aim for this project is to utilizing the existing jetty and mangrove area into a thriving ecotourism hub by implementing environmental stewardship. The objective is to enhance jetty and mangrove area for ecotourism hub, to develop sustainable tourism infrastructure while preserving natural beauty, and lastly to create immersive ecotourism experiences promoting conservation. The concept name that I have chosen for this project is the Shaded Estuary, the Ecotourism Hub. The next one is the core aspect of the project. There are four of it, which are preservation and restoration of mangroves, community engagement and empowerment, sustainable infrastructure development, and ecotourism initiatives. Next is the bubble diagram of the concept. First is the spatial diagram, which can be seen in my slide. Next one is the functional diagram, which I have located the details of it in the slide. And lastly, the programming diagram, which also have been located in the slide. And lastly is the master plan of the final project. So as you can see in my slide, I have located the master plan of my project with some details of the master plan. And the planting strategies for this project is naturalistic planting, symmetrical planting, and cottage style planting. So the first one is to mimic natural ecosystem using native plants that adapts to the local climate, and the second one is the trees are planted in straight line to give the sense of privacy to the residential area, and the last one to create a relaxed and casual atmosphere with a mix of flowering plants, grasses, and perennial plants. Next one is the perspective for the final project with combination of the hardscape selection. So as you can see in the slide is my perspective and the hardscape selection, which are capped composite deck that are focused on the decking and jetty, and reinforced concrete and wood, which are mainly for the bird and view observation tower. And lastly, the section elevation and response to ecosystem service. As you can see on my slide, here are the section elevation I have put on my board, and the response to ecosystem service are coastal protection and recreational opportunities. As for the coastal protection, mangroves protect coast from erosion and storm, and the recreational ecotourism is ecotourism landscape offer outdoor activities like bird watching and nature walks.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to my viewers. In this video, I would like to present my landscape design project at Kuala Kedah River Discovery Forest Park with the concept of biome haven. Before we go to more detail, I want to introduce myself. I am Sazrul Iqbal Saiful Azhar from student UiTM Puncak Alam. First of all, I will explain about my master plan design. I chose this site because it drew my attention to the biodiversity of the area as it is close to the river. For the site potential is about educational, tourism, and biodiversity. And for my design is more to protect biodiversity at Sungai Kuala Kedah Discovery Forest to be a new tourism and preserve local history at Kuala Kedah Museum. I have already set 3 objectives for the design, which is to purpose ecotourism experience in the river that allow visitors to explore the fisheries operation for the first objective. For the first objective, I designed a gathering space for visitors, which is the area is where seafood can be found. And visitors also can see the fishing activities carried out by the resident of the area. Besides that, I also designed a fishing pod to give visitors an interesting experience about fisheries. For the second objective, I focused to maintaining and protect existing biodiversity at existing forests along river corridor. For the objective, I keep the existing forests to protect endangered plant species, and also I designed a recreational area which is a panorama tower where visitors can enjoy the environment of the forest. For the third objective, I also focus to enhance an existing museum to become successful interactive museum. In this objective, I provide the garden plaza as a gathering space for visitors with the ornamental trees, which is enhance the visual appeal of the garden or landscape with their unique shape, colors, texture, and seasonal changes. They provide focal point and create a sense of beauty and interest in the outdoor space. Also, shaded pathway, which is tall and broad ground ornamental trees offer shade, creating comfortable outdoor spaces for relaxation and recreation. They help reduce the intensity of sunlight and lower temperature, providing relief on hot days. This is my section elevation that I focus to planting strategies at the riverbank. Riparian zone refer to the area of land adjacent to water body such as a river, stream, lake or wetland. There are three layers that can be specified, which are lower bank, middle bank and upper bank. For the lower bank, to adopt mangrove replantation program along the riverbank to secure water body biodiversity and slope protection. And second one is to plant deep marginal plants and maintain existing natural plant. For the middle bank, to maintain water tolerant plants to support the riverine vegetation layers. For the lastly upper bank, to preserve existing forest layer composition and species that support the ecological system and function as river buffer. This is a perspective view towards the Kuala Kedah Museum. First, I provide a gathering space known as Garden Plaza for the relaxation area for visitors. For the second one is maintaining the architecture of the Kachapuri Gate as a historical legislation during the reign of Sultan Muhammad Jiwa Zainal. For the last one is maintaining the architecture of museum building because it is the Kuala Kedah Malay School building. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and every good morning. Today, I would like to present my landscape design project at Kuala Kedah. The purpose of my landscape design at the site captivating destination that feature renowned attraction that encompass history, a vibrant coastal ambience, and the timeless uh, of allure of Kampung Seberang Kota. It invite tourists to fully experience the rich culture, history, and breathtaking natural beauty. Next is after the research and site visit that we done, my aim to propose landscape design that highlight the place value while showcasing the natural beauty of the surrounding. Next is about three objective that I produce. It is to create educational and tourist attraction that focus on ecosystem balancing and the preservation of mangrove. The second is to promote suitable space for fishermen and station. And last is to promote lifelong adaptability and develop positive socio-economic in traditional culture at the fishing village. Next is development process of my landscape design. The first process is spatial diagram that show the activities and area. The second process is programming diagram that show the activities and event that it have on the area that I have proposed. The third process is schematic design. This diagram of the schematic have divided into two areas that have it on case study. The first area is mangrove area that related to case study of the Maldives. This case focus on the sustainable development of tourism in the Maldives with specific emphasis on its reliance on fishing and marine resource. The second area is fisherman area that related to case study of the Mombasa Marine Park in Kenya. The case to engage local fishermen in ecotourism activities while promoting conservation efforts, particularly in relation to mangrove. The next is the ecosystem service analysis that I have proposed with my landscape design is mangrove forest protection, sustainable harvesting practice, carbon sequestration. So the concept that pop out of my mind is natural serenity. Where it embraces the harmonious integration of the surrounding natural element, creating a tranquil and peaceful environment that reflect the area inherent beauty and serenity. This is my enlargement plan of my landscape design. The next slide, I will present to you all my section elevation and planting selection. In this section, it shows two area, which is mangrove, forest area, and river area. The activities of the the activity of fishermen and jetty design that I propose. On the mangrove forest area, I propose a walkway so that community can feel the relationship between the their soul and nature. For the next slide is my perspective view of my landscape design at the site. Um, it's focused on river view and mangrove view. For conclusion, Natural Sanity seeks to create educational tourist attraction centered on ecosystem balancing and mangrove preservation. It supports local livelihood, offers cultural experience, fosters adaptability, and generates positive social economic outcomes. This initiative aims to foster appreciation for nature, preserve cultural heritage, and ensure sustainable ecosystem for uh, experience. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning to lecturers and students. This is a regional landscape planning at Kuala Kedah Centre of Prosper. My name is Daniel Iqbal bin Khairi Anwar from semester 6. Will be presenting my final project for regional landscape planning. Without further ado, let us embark on this journey together, exploring the depths of Kuala Kedah Centre of Prosper. As a side introduction, the Malaysian state of Kedah, Kuala Kedah has long been recognized as a prominent fishing hub. The Malacca Strait city of Kuala Kedah is known for having an abundance of marine resources, focusing on maritime and fisheries activity on this area, giving a strong potential to highlight the area for tourism and potential of better local income. I choose the Aqua Sustain as the concept of the study, reflecting the involvement of fishery industry as main potential. For the aim in the study is promoting local production and activities in order to generate an authentic tourism experience. So, for the objective, to highlight the tourism sector through maritime and fisheries activity, to enhance the identity of industrial shipping route, and lastly, to upgrade the infrastructure as a support to maritime and fisheries tourism by multi-purpose terminal. For the first site potential, focusing on mangrove area which the first potential area that reflect the tourism contribution to the economy and local income. Move on to the second potential area is highlighting the main route of industrial shipping activities. As the enlargement plan, using maritime and fisheries production to boost local revenue and encouraging sustainable tourism by protecting the environment are the two major pillars that support the master plan's ambitious aim. Prepared a perspective view of two significant areas that are related to the potential area. The first one, the JETIV view and LKIM, which helps in the process of transportation and exportation of fisheries product. Secondly, the preservation of mangrove area, which I propose a mangrove walk to let locals explore the importance of mangrove towards the environment. Move on to the hard landscape material that I choose for designing the boardwalk for the mangrove area. The material that I use is engineered wood or real wood instead of composite wood because of certain factors. First one is renewable source. Second one is carbon sequestration. And lastly, refinishing. Move on to the planting strategies that I use in planting plant species on this side. The main goal of the first plant strategies is windbreaks to reduce wind speed, which improve the environment for people, livestock, crops, wildlife, and soil. Secondly, mangrove use their distinctive root system to filter pollutants from the soil and water to stop soil erosion. And last but not least, the buffer helps shades the streams, stabilize its bank, provide habitat for wildlife, and can even be a source of income. Move on to the next part, which is ecosystem services. The ecosystem services that is major in this study is provisional service, extracting benefits from marine life and fisheries activities as local income. Supported by cultural services, regulating services, and also supporting services. Last but not least, the conclusion of the study results are closely related to the underlying concept, which highlight the importance of maintaining an ecosystem service which is involved marine life, water, and also plant species. Thank you for watching. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who have supported and contributed to the success of this presentation. Thank you once again for your time, attention, and engagement.
Assalamualaikum and happy to see you all again. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and honorable members of the audience, I stand before you today to present my landscape design at Kuala Kedah River with the concept Rivering Retreats. Join me as we embark on a journey to explore the beauty and significance of the magnificent Kuala Kedah River. The Kuala Kedah River is situated in the district of Kota Star, in the northwest part of Peninsular Malaysia. The river is a vital waterway that holds historical, cultural, and ecological significance. We continue the presentation with the conception. The concept of rivering retreat for Sungai Kuala Kedah suggests the development of tourism activities and infrastructure that align with the natural attribute of river and mangrove conservation. The rivering retreat concept focuses on three core aspects, namely mangrove, coastal or maritime, and also lastly heritage. Moving on to the next slide, which is the aim. The aim is to emphasize the existing gateway of Kuala Kedah River through conservation mangrove area and boost economic diversification into a new identity of Kuala Kedah. I have studied and enhanced the potential into three main or core potential, which is ecotourism, fisheries, and aquaculture. Kuala Kedah River presents a prime opportunity for ecotourism, offering visitors a chance to explore the region's natural beauty and engage in sustainable activities that promotes environmental conservation and community involvement. To make my concept realistic and reality, I have set two objectives, which is the first one is to promote sustainable tourism practices by minimizing negative environmental impacts and supporting the conservation of natural resources and biodiversity. Secondly, the approach that will be used is preserving the mangrove areas and promoting sustainable fisheries practice to ensure their long-term viability and protection encouragement. Next is the conceptual development, which shows the process of how I achieve the riverine retreat master plan that consists of 3 spaces as shown in the master plan. For the design strategies, shows that the sample of ideas that will be implemented in the master plan. For the planting strategies, there are a few approach was proposed, which the first one is river buffer. These strategies aim to create buffer zones or riparian zones that provide numerous environmental benefits, followed by mangrove and aquatic plants. For this approach, it plays crucial roles in shoreline stabilization, habitat creation, carbon, and water quality improvement. Lastly is remediation and windbreaking, which represent promoting ecological health, conservation the resources, and create more sustainable and resilient landscape. The planting selection shows the section of planting along the river and the selected plants that will be proposed along the river that serve various purposes, which are the first one is improving the water quality, improving of quality of life and the ecosystem. Lastly, the perspective represent how the chosen hard landscape material serve their purpose. To conclude the presentation today, riverine retreat plays an important role in ecosystem services which are interconnected by conservation, mangrove areas and sustainable fisheries practice. Can be used as supporting services that are also related to regulating services in the interest of biodiversity and ensure water quality is guaranteed in the future. By preserving heritage areas and fisheries traditional practice, he can ensure that heritage value will be preserved in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, I'm Muhammad Zaidi and I would like to present my landscape design project with the concept of the curve. The curve takes advantage of the existing topography where it's a form like a curve surrounded by mountains and incorporates the existing landscape, vegetations and water into the design. The resulting site provides a strategically located complex with the therapeutic value. The curve is located at Kampung Amper, which is near to Jitra district border in the northern part of Pokosena districts. First, let's take a look at my master plans, which is to preserve a local identity of Kampung Amper and improve the water supply at the paddy field using a landscape engineering approach. Focus on what I propose in the master plan. The first element that can create a sense of welcoming is the main entrance, which needs to go to Kampung Amper roads. Next, we head to one of the main attractions, which is the Curve Homestay. The Curve Bridge refers to the number 3 and Cafe and Viewpoint refer to the number 4. Are side attractions that promote natural scenery, surrounded by Bukit Hijau and Bukit Asam. In addition to the coconut plantation area, coconut stall and exit area, where it can generate side income for the residents of Kampung Amper, and this exit lead toward Kampung Padang Temusu. Inadequate facility to support agriculture tourism activity that occurs passive tourism in Kampung Amper is the first issue that has been identified. In line the objective number 1, which is to preserve local identity. Next, this part will show a wide view of my projects, which is to achieve objective number 1, which includes several activities to be promoted, such as the Curve Homestay, which apply Malay architecture style cafe and viewpoint using material that incorporates recycled and sustainable material, where is supported by the activity of traditional farming technique, 360 degree of natural scenery and nostalgic activity. The design strategy I use in this project are irrigation management, precision agriculture and develop engaging activity, and use sustainable tourism based on resource-based theory by Nilu as a reference. And this area focus on the lacks of availability and accessibility of water resource within the paddy farming regions. And the objective number 2, which is to redesign a proper water canal and sustainable irrigation system at paddy field land use. As you can see, there are 2 hardscapes that I propose to achieve objective number 2. To achieve a good sustainable irrigation system, Batman automation function as tools to help to indicating water height and depth sensor automatically and using solar energy to save money, energy and times. Next, agriculture drones can help reduce the environmental impact of chemical applications, help farmers to minimize the amount of chemical use, reducing overuse and potential water resource. Move to the section elevation. From this section, you can see the methods that are used, which is photoremediation as natural filter that are effective in improving water quality. Next, establishing or restoring wetland by planting native wetland vegetations can help trap sediments, remove nutrients and pollutants, and provide habitat for beneficial organisms. Therefore, I propose several types of tree, namely Typa angustifolia and Phalaris aerodeniaceae, to support the methods of planting strategy and as my planting selections. From this, ecosystem services respond to agritourism. Second is photosynthesis as supports. Third is food production to promote sustainable agriculture and supporting local food production. And lastly, a climax as regulating. In conclusion, paddy tourism offers a rich and rewarding travel experience that combines natural beauty, culture emission and sustainable agriculture. By supporting padi tourism, travelers can contribute to preservation of rural landscape, local livelihoods and cultural heritage, while also gaining a deeper understanding and appreciation of the integrated relationship between people, land and food. That's all for me. Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to achieve by designing and implementing hiking trails that provides benefit through excellent approach in promoting outdoor recreations while also supporting the environment. Hi, my name is Muhammad Nur Izlan bin Rahim. I'm the semester 6 student of Bachelor in Landscape Architecture UiTM Puncak Alam Regional Landscape Planning Studio. My journey for this semester begins from my site visit to Pokok Sena Kedah, where I found a primary forest that called Bukit 888 that offer forest hiking trails, gorgeous perspective on top of the hills and also the richness of the forest biodiversity. However, there are few cons of the site, which is incomplete hiking facilities design, encroachments of developments in protected forests, causing habitat fragmentations and deforestations. So what I'm trying to do is to improve hikers' experience by providing proper facilities. Strengthen the forest through reforestation, reintroduce native species and habitat enhancements back into the forest so that it can provide a pleasing trails layout for the user experience. This project was fully inspired by Taman Tugu Forest Trail, and from the project what can I learn is that no matter where or how modern our lifestyle is, we also need a healing environment through the nature. Biocapsule is the chosen concept for this project. The word bio is from biodiversity and biophilia. Biodiversity is the variety and variability of life on Earth, including the diversity of species and ecosystems. Biophilia is the idea that humans involved in natural environments and have an instinctive desire to be connected to the nature. And the word capsule is an metaphor where the substance in the capsule will contain biodiversity enhancements, biophilia approaches, reforestations and forest preservations. All the substance was well sprinkled to each spatial space of the site to solve all the issues. So this is my overall enlargement plan. From this plan, I will explain user flow when they visit Biocapsule's Bukit 888. First is grand entrance, where I design a signage that include natural elements and material so that it can match with the surrounding. Next is the green parking area that use permeable pavement parking that are environmental friendly solutions for beautiful hardscape without harming the environment. Next is cafeteria and other basic facilities for the user. Moving on to the junior trail, where in this area it has a traditional childhood playground to bring back childhood's memory. Future forest, where I try to bring the forest to the children by reintroducing them with the native plant species. Butterfly sanctuary, where I propose a bunch of flowering shrubs that the butterfly can feed on. In addition, shrubs also act as a place that the butterfly will lay eggs on and the caterpillars can then feed on so that it will complete their life cycle. Moving on to the next area, which is the habitat. The designs of the view tower inspired from the bird nest, where people can climb the tower and enjoy panoramic view of Pokok Sena district. I also proposed the reforestation on top of the hill to enhance the biodiversity of the forest. Every species has a QR tag on it so that user can scan and learn more about the plant species in the primary rainforest. After that, the user will use a separated trails to go down, and the trail is called as Getah Trails because the trail was dominated with the existing rubber tree, and every pit stop along this trail will have an information spot about the history of rubber plantations in Malaysia. The designs of the benches is very simple, where it was constructed using the reuse and recycle a dead tree and a discard wood around forest to make a sustainable designs bench without using a high cost and a variety materials. The last area is assembly area, where it can be functions as a spot in emergency situations. It is very rewarding as a landscape architect to design and deliver parks, create a space to encourage the public to use them and make them accessible and make them inviting. That's an objective for us as a designer. Because the more people can engage with the civic environments that is accessible, open and free for all, the better. Because getting people outside to get a higher engagement with nature increase your general sense of well-being, increase your health, encourage exercise, encourage appreciations of the nature. It is good. And as a designer, as a landscape architect, we in a very privileged positions to design environments that encourage that.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to my lecturers, respected guests and classmates. My name is Najwa Shakira binti Mustafa and I would like to present my landscape design project at Jabatan Pertanian Pokok Sena with the concept of biophilia. Let's join me on an exciting journey of my master plan. This section focuses on Objective 1, which is to study the spatial planning and landscape design that support agriculture, productivity and educational activities that answer the design strategy number 1, which is to support the green technology for promoting sustainable development in the agricultural sector. Not to forget, this strategy is aligned with the SDG number 2 that focus on achieve zero hunger and SDG 12 that responds to the consumption and production of crop yields per year. The development of the smart farming technologies and their application in Malaysia is used as a case study for this session to align with the Kedah Local Plan 2035. As you can see, there is a pond area where the plant selection is the weeping willow tree that can help to improve the air quality and help to manage water runoff. Purun also had to be planted to purify the water quality and conserve biodiversity. To enhance the overall health of the water ecosystem, a cattail plant have been planted. Not to forget also, the traditional farming is maintained for the education, cultural preservation, biodiversity conservation, environmental sustainability, and the support of the sustainable livelihood. From this, the ecosystem services is responding through the supporting services. This is the perspective view towards the Taratak Kasih. This perspective is focused on objective number 2 that answer the design strategy number 2, which is to propose a campsite and resort for visitors to experience nature and as income generation for management. The design strategy for this perspective is ecotourism with SDG number 4, which focus on the quality of education that can help to enhance agriculture education on the site. Not to forget, SDG number 8, which is decent works and economic growth, can help to create jobs and promote local culture product through sustainable tourism. Sustainable ecotourism, the case of East Malaysia, had been my reference for this strategy. Taratak Kasih and Taratak Arjuna use eco-friendly building material such as eco wood, coconut fronds, and bamboo to create a space that aligns with the visions of a sustainable and harmonious world. Plant selection for Taratak Santai Resort is chosen according to their characteristic of providing shade for users' convenience, such as green tree and yellow flame tree. At Taratak Kasih Resort also has been used edible plants such as rambutan, mango, and lancet to promote agriculture tourism that can help to offer a guest a unique, hands-on experience while supporting local agriculture, fostering community engagement, and showcasing the beauty and benefits of a harmonious relationship between nature and tourism. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Fahana Mazlan, and now I'm going to talk about my enlargement and my proposal. My aim is to spread the Kedah Siam intangible cultural heritage at the entrance of Pokok Sena. The area that I choose is at the entrance of Pokok Sena Kedah. first issue is the deficiency of welcoming entrance statement. Second is the insufficiency of roadside planting. Third is the visible identity of Kedah Siam cultural. The objective and the potential. First objective is to propose a design gateway. Second is to enhance the streetscape. Third is to give a hint of Kedah Siam cultural value. The potential of this place is it have a very nice landscape visual quality that can support the idea. It's divided into 4 areas. First is the borrowed view area, which is Padi, and at the background is the Bukit Sekechong. Second planning at attraction spot is to make a restaurant that can promote Kedah Siam cultural heritage with food, architecture, gallery, and also a sculpture. Shoplet and residential as the preserve area. Respond to issue 1 and 2 to make a gateway and enhance the streetscape. My concept is Gateway Tan Mai Sena in Thailand, and the direct translate to English is Gateway Pokok Sena. I inject the Siamese traditional architectural on the gateway design. Inject the color yellow, gold and red to give the effect of the Siamese element. This is the shrub design along the entrance area. The shrub and the tree function is to block the noise that came from the road. This is a Luk Kun restaurant that relate to the objective 3, which is bring back the Kedah Siam cultural heritage. Luk Kun means rise because of this spot is really giving a really nice view when sunrise. To attract more tourists to Pokok Sena Kedah. For the environment, I choose installation to the wall so that the heat doesn't spread to the environment based on the case study. The restaurant also came with the gallery so that the tourists can get an idea about Kedah Siam history. For my design planning, the guideline that I choose is Perancangan Struktur Kedah 2035. For example, Teras 1, Kemakmuran Ekonomi memperkekaskan pembangunan dan perkhidmatan pelancongan negeri Kedah. Teras Hits, Kemambatan Alam Sekitar memelihara kelestarian sumber semula jadi. So this is the ecosystem services that I apply while planning. First is to reduce carbon emission by using solar, preserving nature for photosynthesis, and using eco-friendly building material to prevent heat island. Located at Karachi, Pakistan, Lal Qilla restaurant also try to promote Pakistan culture and heritage through architecture, food, material, and interior. It is very important to share the culture and heritage to other people so that the history will stay or be a lesson to the future.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Intan Mashta. Today I want to present about my master plan. First of all, let me introduce about my concept, which is convergence of biodiversity. Why convergence of biodiversity? Because my place is located at Bukit 888 Pokok Sena. Bukit 888 is a hiking place that rich with biodiversity. As you can see, this is my master plan. I focus on 2 major issues and 1 potential. My first issue is about incomplete hiking facilities design, such as information board and directional signage, assembly points, roads, and access. Objective of this issue is to improve hikers' experience by providing proper facilities. Next, we move to the second issues, which is deforestation. Objective about these issues is strengthen the forest through reforestation, the introduction of native plants, species, and habitat enhancements. Last but not least, the potential of my place is the gorgeous perspective on top of the hill area. And the objective of this potential is to design a pleasing trail layout for the user experience and hiking reasons. I would like to put the situation into perspective, which answer the second issues. This perspective has several main points. First is administration center that acts as a centralized resources to ensure efficient and enjoyable visit while promoting the sustainable use and preservation of the hiking area. Secondly, entrance signage of Bukit 888. Apart from the aesthetic value, it helps visitors to navigate, understand the location, and create a tone for their meeting, making it an important part of creating a friendly and orderly atmosphere with shrubs that provided attractive greenery. Furthermore, assembly point that acts as assembly point gathers hikers in emergency, ensuring accounted for and coordinated response from park staff, emergency services, and search teams. And the last, exits and entrance signage at hiking trail. It can give the identity and welcoming sense to the hikers. Let's move on to the section elevation. In this section, I show the non-deep top-cut forest layer, which is the forest floor, understory, sub-canopy, and main canopy. In this section, it has three different types of trail. The first is the eagle trail, the second is the pigeon trail, and the last is a kingfisher trail. Beside the trail, I provide the information board for visitor to know the info about the habitat or native plant at this area. Also, in this section, it has a canopy walk located in the sub-layer of the forest close to the cafe area. It provides visitor to feel and see the habitat or native plant from the canopy view. Other than that, I provide a cafe area called Hill and Hill Cafe. The presence of a cafe can enhance the attractiveness of the recreational area. Next to the cafe, it has a green buffer. It offers shelters, food resources, and nesting site for a variety of wildlife, including birds, small mammals, insects, reptiles, and forest preservation. Last but not least, I will talk about ecosystem services analysis at my place. Under cultural services, it has appreciation of the ecosystem, contribution for human well-being of present and future generation. Also, regulating service is track management. They reorganize and preserve the cultural importance and experience that the trail offer for current and future generation. To support cultural and regulating services, we need sustainability and good facilities. And for provisional service, it is conservation effort to ensure the continued availability of provisioning services for present and future hikers. For the conclusion of my design is hiking trail design is a complex process involving environmental impact, accessibility, user experience, and safety to create memorable, sustainable outdoor experience and deepen connection with the natural world. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to all my viewers. Today I would like to present my enlargement plan of landscape design project, which is revitalize Hamsha village at Pokok Senda Kedah as tourism spot and nature ambience with culture heritage. Before that, my name is Muhammad Risham bin Muhammad Izam. Okay, talk about culture. Siamese is one of the major culture in Pokok Senda Kedah. Okay, this culture known as Thai culture that has deep connection to nature, their reliance on agriculture and their appreciation for the beauty of plants are all in their traditional and contemporary. We, as a student landscape architect, has done a site visit at Pokok Senda Kedah. I have found at my site the potential and issue, which is the issue at my site is the tourism facilities in Hamsha village that lack improvement, including an inadequate entrance, limited attention to social and cultural environmental elements. Meanwhile, I am also found a potential on the site, which is promoting homestay with a focus on showcasing the cultural heritage of Siamese Kedah in Pokok Senda. Okay, to respond the issue and the potential at the site, I have proposed two objectives, which is the number one is to upgrade the landscape ambience and unique appealing tourism destination in Hamsha village that offer a harmonious blend. Okay, for the second objective, is responsive to the improvement functionality of Hamsha village by revamp the existing element. So, my aim is of this landscape design is to revitalize Hamsha village as tourism spot to provide a tourism outdoor and nature ambience with cultural heritage. Okay, for the next slide is I would like to present my section elevation. For the second slide, I will talk about design strategy related to SDG 9 and 7. This section elevation will show my design strategy that I propose, which is smart infrastructure, which is provide street furniture, smart signage for direction. Second is practice eco-green agriculture, which is practice sustainable and organic technology method to promote go-green agriculture. And the last one or the last point on this design strategy is to provide facilities and smart infrastructure at paddy field area. Okay, for the next second slide of my section elevation, also talk about my design strategy through the section elevation, which is that my design strategy also that related to SDG 8, 16 and 17. Okay, this design strategy that I put is tourism cultural, which is the place that promote Kedah Siamese lifestyle. Okay, for the second design that I propose, or the second point on this second design strategy, is increase culture and heritage value of the place. And the last one or the last point is Kedah Siamese culture activity, which is planting edible plants and vegetable for their daily need to promote their culture. Okay, for the next slides, I will talk about my section elevation and my plan that more information of planting strategy, which is I propose the rainwater harvesting and green buffer. Okay, for the rainwater harvesting, this designed to manage stormwater runoff and promote water infiltration. The plant that I chose is Acalypha siamensis, Haemonocallis species, and Cyperus alternifolius. Okay, this planting strategy helps to manage stormwater runoff by collecting and temporarily storing ground. And the second strategy that I propose is green buffer. These planting strategies that I choose is Cryptomeria japonica, Hibiscus thaliaceus, and Acalypha siamensis. Okay, this strategy provides a range of environmental, social, and economic benefit, contributing to the well-being of both human communities and surrounding natural ecosystem. Okay, and the last slide, I will talk about my perspective view. This is the perspective view of Hamsha village. It shows the rest area and the water feature area. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Thank you for all lecturers, all panels and all my fellow friends. Thank you for all being here today. By the way, my name is Asha binti Johari and I'm honored to have the opportunity to address you on the pressing issues of the creation of green space to support future development for community engagement, specifically focusing on the proposed center area. In this speech, I will explore the issue of green space laws and propose a plan for developing parks and open space that benefit our local communities while also blending in with the surrounding environment. So, today, I'm excited to share with you a park concept I have named, which is Breath of Life. This proposal incorporates two main elements, which is delivering a high-quality park and open space experience that is inclusive of the local population of all ages, and incorporating sustainable green infrastructure and materials into its design. Breath of Life symbolizes the commitment to create a park that brings a vitality to a community, a place where people of all backgrounds and abilities may come together, rejuvenate, and connect with nature. My goal is to create a park that not only appears beautiful but also fosters a healthy, active lifestyle and a strong sense of belonging. Here are the 3 sustainable development goals that align with the design strategy of the Breath of Life Park. First is SDG 3, good health and well-being. The incorporation of active and passive recreation space. By providing opportunities for exercise and relations, the park contributes to SDG 3 by encouraging a healthy and active lifestyle. Next, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. The design strategy of mixed-use space aligned with SDG 11, which aims to create a sustainable by offering flexible space for various community activities. The park becomes a hub that fosters social interaction. Last, SDG 13, climate action. The park's incorporation of green infrastructure and sustainable design aligns to SDG 13, which focus on climate action and environmental sustainability. Rain garden is one of the design strategies I employed for my project. Shrub and small trees can be used. Plant shrubs and small trees around the rain garden's parking margins to provide structure, shade, and for the stormwater interception. Following that, I applied the tutelar park design SDG and SDG 11 from the perspective view. These parks are specifically created for youngster aged 1 to 3 years old. They have low-rise constructions. The park could also include sensory features such as sandbox. Last but not least, my section innovation and plan selection that I choose from the center of pond view that you can see from A to M prime. In the closing, I would like to express my gratitude for your time, attention, and participation throughout this presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all panel, lecturers and all my fellow friends. My name is Azlin Sofia. I would like to present to you my master plan called Huang Lat Siam, or known as the Siamese Secret. My site is located at Hamsa Village, Pokok Sena, Kedah. Hamsa Village is one of the homestay in the Pokok Sena, which rich with the agriculture scenery. In this area is surrounded with paddy and mountains which cover mostly agriculture industry, and it also have a housing area for the Bukit Lada resident. In Hamsa Village, they showcase the social activities, tradition, rural lifestyle, and cultural heritage which attract tourists to be in Hamsa Village. I will start with the master plan. Huang Lat Siam is the concept of curiosity, heritage, and a social space. This is my proposal, which start with the entrance, parking, amphitheater, fish pond, homestay, wakaf, the entrance for the decking, floating cabin, open space, gazebo, BBQ area, boat house, leisure area, and lastly the getaway. The issue in Hamsa Village is lack of enhancements on the tourism facilities, such as the wayfinding the entrance of Hamsa Village. This issue can be countered by the enhancing the tourism facilities with the culture of Siamese Kedah design. This is the main location of the issue, which consists of the gateway at the entrance. This is the full section which show the entrance gateway is used as an enhancing welcoming sense at the entrance, which use magnolia, champaka, and duranta acta. Other than the entrance, it also consists an amphitheater, gateway, fish pond, and the Siamese homestay, floating cabin, wakaf, and decking. For most of the element, I propose using a brick or timber. Moving to the potential, Hamsa Village is highly potential homestay to introduce Siamese Kedah cultural identity in the Pokok Sena. This can be done by upgrading the Siamese Kedah culture identity in the Hamsa Village by proposing a social space for the public use that encourage the value of the heritage. This is the main location of the potential, which consists of the public space to attract people. In this perspective, show a various type of plant selection such as Duranta erecta, Murray paniculata, Pulmeria alba, and Crocus nucifera. The element of the hardscape in this perspective is a gazebo, boat house, homestay, and a floating cabin. They show the view of the lake, which encourage people to do some activities in the area. And last but not least, the Hamsa village is surrounded by the paddy field, which can attract visitors to visit Hamsa village, which I propose decking around the Hamsa village to provide space for visitors to enjoy the scenery of the paddy field and educate people about the culture of the Siamese Kedah. In conclusion, this proposed design has been potential to become a Siamese Kedah homestay, which attract tourists to experience the tourist spot with the natural ambience with the cultural heritage, which can increase the cultural heritage value in a Pokok Sena and Kedah itself. This can help increase the tourists and local about the knowledge of Siamese Kedah culture in Kedah. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Muhammad Khairul bin Idris, student ID 2022792177. And my lecturer is LAR Dora Lizawati Muhammad, GSTS Muhammad Adam Zakaria, and Ms. Nadia Shafika Muhammad Zaini. Welcome to my presentation, to my panel and all the viewers. And today I'm going to present about my enlargement plan with the plant strategy that is located at Losa Creek Agro Farm, Pokok Sena. And this is a short video clip showing the actual location in Losa Creek. My focus is on strengthening tourism image towards sustainable space planning and connection between places. In this place, I found there are two issues followed by two objectives of the development plan. The first issue is a lack of integration in spatial planning and land site function to support permaculture tourism. It comes with the objective to propose a landscape design that integrates the unique future values and characteristics to support permaculture activity of location. The second issue is integrate facility to attract tourists and engage with proposed recreational activities. It comes with objective number 2, to improve a straighter landscape design in infrastructure technical facility toward a physical tourism hub. This is my enlargement plan, which is located in zone BP3 and in area 3.7, which is south of Pokok Sena. This plan is based on the case study I chose, which is in Indonesia, located in Svargabumi, Magelang. In addition, this plan is also characterized by Siamese culture. For example, the word Loksaki itself means the world, which is a word that comes from Thailand. In addition, I also added a little flavor to the design of this development by bringing in the art and tradition carving motif of the Siamese people, which is called the Kranat pattern. This led me to create a concept called Kranat Losa Creek. This is the diagram I made to produce the enlargement plan. First, conceptual diagram. There are 4 circles or concepts: the permaculture tourism concept, physical recreational concept, hidden spot concept, and the farm preservation concept. The second is the functional diagram. The first is the ecotourism function, equestrian park function, private area function, and the local farm function. This is my section elevation, facing the paddy field and the main center. In the section, it is divided into 3 areas. The outdoor rest area is first, the outdoor reading area is second, and the equestrian park. Followed by design strategy, namely biodiversity conservation, visitor experience, buffer zones, access and circulation, and the trail designs. In conclusion, these 5 strategies offer living habitats, tourism, center, and activity related to culture and nature. This is a perspective view showing the Kranat platform area, equestrian park, and landmark signage. These 3 spaces function as the large perspective that can be seen from afar and become one of the main attractions. My last presentation was respond to ecosystem service. First is the focus on the paddy area. It offers biodiversity support, carbon sequestration, water regulation, and cultural activities. These four aspects improve the existing space to be more comfortable with a space full of green ventilation. For end my presentation, in conclusion, all the design strategy is made to achieve the main objective to overcome the issue at Losakri Pokok Sena. To highlight it back, the issue is about spatial planning and inadequate tourist facility. Here I come with strategy of sustainable unique future, which is current motive from Thai and sufficient landscape tourism. That is my presentation from this morning. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Safa Sherry binti Shazana Fazni. I'm from one of the member of Pokok Sena District Group. Without wasting time, may I present my individual enlargement planning? Let us start with the site issues. The town centre of Pokok Sena Kedah has a potential to build a community park regarding to the issues of the lack of green space for the community's activities and green plot ratio to support the future development. It is because of lack of green space for all age, not only for teenagers, because there is a place like Bukit Hijau and Bukit 88 which is not suitable for all. From the issue, I came up with a new concept development called Bulatan Sena. It is actually a concept name for the community park. Why Bulatan? Bulatan symbolic of circle of society represent unite, balance, continuity, unity, and Sena means the place named Pokok Sena. Let's move forward to the 4 design strategy, which are the first one is accessible landscape design to ensure that the people of all ages can enjoy the outdoor comfortably and safely. The design to be easy access for them with a wide path for pushchair or wheelchair. The second is the sustainable material is in the landscape design are important to minimize environmental impact, to promote a long-term ecological balance, for example, using reclaimed wood deck for furniture in landscape design. The third design strategy is a green infrastructure, is a vertical wall, green wall. Improve air quality by absorbing the polluted and release oxygen, and vertical gardens can help reducing noise pollution by acting as a barrier, absorbing and diffusing sound wave and create a generational space. An amphitheater design with seating and clearly signed line to ensure that the people of all ages can enjoy performance or community event comfortably regardless of their sitting area, sitting locations, and accessible walkway with accessible walkway, ramp, and the design sitting area for individual and mobility challenge. It is related to the SDG, the third SDG, which is good health and well-being, with the emphasis for important to create a multi-generational space. For the responding to ecosystem, we take one example. For example, vertical green wall, because it has a supportive service to ensure the biodiversity, providing habitat for bird, insect, and beneficially pollinator, thereby promoting ecological balance. Second is regulative service that plant species can mitigate the urban heat island effect by reducing surface temperatures, and the last one is provisioning service, which integrate vertical wall with edible plants, enhance food security, and encourage community engagement. This is the enlargement plan. This is why the concept of the community park is Bulatan Sena, because of the form of pathway and the design are all circle In conclusion, the importance of having a quality gardens with a landscape design trend for a community cannot be disputed because parks are important communal space that bring many benefits to individuals of all ages, improve quality of life, and create sustainable and environment space that everyone's enjoy. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, I'm Muhammad Ikhwan and I lead you to learn more about this Lok Sakri Agro Farm. Before that, I will give a little introduction to this area. Lok Sakri Agro Farm is a part of the area that is an attraction for visitors who come to the Pokok Sena. Its position next to paddy field make this place very peaceful in this area. There is a place that has many resources under the ground, which is Telaga Air Timbul, which is one of the source of irrigation for the paddy field in the summer. Alright. Now let's go to the first part of this area, which is the Laman Padi area. This area can give visitors a taste of how to plant, harvest paddy traditionally and without using pesticide. In this area, there is also a section called the Paddy Gallery. Here visitors can find out more information related to paddy. This section answers the first objection, which is to propose a landscape design that integrated the unique feature, value, and characteristic of the location to support permaculture activity. This area refers to a case study in Kampung Lintang, Sik Kedah, in which Kampung Lintang, which highlight the concept of organic farming, can attract tourists who have never had the experience of growing paddy traditionally. Next is the part that provides comfort to the visitor present. This area is called Inap Desa. In this area, visitors can experience accommodation in the middle of a paddy field with an interesting view. This area has answered Objective 2, which is to improve a stronger landscape design on infrastructure and technical facilities toward physical tourism herd. This area looks at the case study of Kampung Agung Kepala Batas Pulau Pinang, which is a village that is the focus of tourists who want to experience the atmosphere of the village on the edge of paddy field and has various attractions for visitors to take a photo. The next area is the Telaga Air Timbul. This area is an underground water resource area. This place has its own historical value as the water from this well was used during the coronation of the Sultan of Kedah. In this area, there is a flowering shrub that emits an interesting aroma and is planted in a pot. There is an information board that tells about this area. This area is used as a study area because it's a water source and irrigation rice field in the summer. On the part of the dish near the paddy field, Lipronia irrigation has been planted. This is because this plant is able to treat pollution water. As a result of the design of this area, the concept of agri-sanity has been referred to, which agri means is appropriate to the current situation of the place by preserving the area. An approach to construction that minimizes the harmful effect of construction project on human health and the environment with serenity is the peace and beauty of the area by highlight the introduction of local culture and the uniqueness of the area, which is quiet and sustainable as a place to the activities.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed teachers, respected guests and my dear friends. Today, I, Natila binti Maknu, will stand before you to deliver a presentation on my landscape design project at Hamsha Village Pokok Sena with the concept of the scenery of Hamsha. Let's moving on to Hamsha Village Master Plan that respond to potential number 1 that offer the most recommended staycation for Siamese Kedah cultural heritage that align with the SDG 11 to make the city more sustainable and strengthening efforts to protect and safeguard the world's cultural and natural heritage. Related to SDG 11, this perspective view will show the activity involved at educational house, where the Rumah Panggung will hold the significant value to display traditional item and showcase the cultural celebration. As the material of the Rumah Panggung itself, the roof were made from the pelepah kelapa that function as a green design and will cool down the temperature during night and day. Hence, the craftsmanship located at the roof and the wall will provide a good ventilation inside and outside of the house. Both the architectural art will respond and provide to the SDG 12 to achieve the sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources and enhance the cultural identity. Next, the Sanam Kilat in Thai language, also known as Ilangam, that will take place to showcase the various traditional and outdoor activity, especially takraw and muay thai, that recognized as a Thai national martial art. Next, by learning the Siamese Kedah culture by exploring the Ran Aihan, which is the restaurant in Kedah, to introduce the cultural heritage by serving and enjoying the food that resemble the daily lifestyle, traditional and celebration food for the visitor to experience the other side of each culture. Referring to the design strategy that offer good facilities, utilities and functional space that can enhance the socio-economic growth aligned to SDG 8 that contribute to decent work and economic growth, this sectional view show that the design is respond to both my potential and design strategy. For example, enhancing the facility by providing an entrance, decking towards the nature area and educational display house at social space to give a glimpse of Siamese Kedah identity. Other than the facility and the utilities, the amphitheatre and restaurant respond to the design strategy number 2, which is well utilize the passive open space that can transform to be most recommended area within Hamsha Village, related to SDG 9, which is to develop sustainable, resilience and inclusive infrastructure aligned with urban-rural development. These design planning projects are related to future development Kedah 2035 and the case study on river situation, Thais as a minority in Kedah, Malaysia, and Malays, a minority in Pathu Thani, Thailand as a reference. As for my planting strategy, the Krabi Lake is located between the social space and Instagrammable area, where the lake itself consists the various type of the water plant that contribute to improve the ecosystem life below water as mentioned in SDG 14. In this planting strategy, the lake will be proposed as a mini swale irrigation system for the paddy area as a freshwater resource for planting purpose. The other planting selection on the land are based on the edible fruit trees such as manggis, mangga, jambu and other that will give the hands-on experience for the visitor to gain knowledge and appreciate the nature and learn the village's occupation, while the edible farming will give the educational on the farming edible that will connected and related to SDG 4, which will provide a lifelong learning opportunity on harvesting activities and significantly related to Siamese Kedah beliefs.